Hello, my friends, and welcome back to Ration Nerd. It is an honor and a privilege that you decided to take some of your busy-ass day and spend it with this absolute goofball doing this crazy, goofy fucking hobby. But let's get back into it. This is a Slovenian 24-hour ration, Type B. This one is actually in date. It has a few fishy items in it, but we'll get over it. My last couple of reviews have kind of let me down a little bit, and I really needed something I could actually sink my choppers into. If I'm going to spend a whole day eating ration food every once in a while, one of those days actually has to be fucking good. And if you like to put good things in your mouth, you know what you could do for this guy right here? You could absolutely hit that like button and hit that subscribe button and talk to me in the chat. It's always a great time to hear from you guys, getting all the bullshit out of the way. So this ration and the jam and the biscuits from last week's review will be going out to the name listed on the screen. I haven't done the drawing yet. My bad. I will do the drawing. The name of the person who won the ration will be up here on the screen for you to say congratulations. And why, might you ask, did they win a ration? They won a ration because they are a member of my Patreon channel. How do you become a member of my Patreon channel, might you ask? Well, if you go to this website right up here, you can join me on Patreon for $5 a month. You will be entered into the ration giveaway for the month. This month's giveaway is this Spanish freeze-dried ration and a whole bunch of extra shit I'm going to throw in there with it. And in case you were wondering what's on the menu for my Patreon member ration giveaway for next month, it is going to be this Sultanate of Oman's Armed Forces Menu Number 2 ration pack for 24 hours. You know what? This one's a little out of date, but most of the stuff in here ought to be pretty damn good. You're also going to have some of those crazy ass sweet cookies that also taste like ass. Anyway, this is what next month's Patreon giveaway is all about. If you want a chance of winning this Sultanate of Oman 24-hour ration pack, you might want to join me on Patreon. Anyway, I'm pretty jolly to be getting into this ration. I generally like these Slovenian rations. The fishy items aren't really my cup of tea, but we're going to get in it. So it's a little bit of column A and a little bit of column B for you guys. You get to hear me complain about some fishy stuff and very likely yum yum and nom nom over the rest of it as we get through this ration. I did a Slovenian Type A, I think it was, or a Type C a long time ago on the channel, probably over a year. That one was a lot of fun. I'm not expecting this one to disappoint. I just hope that everything in this bag survived the journey and some jam packages didn't like splooge out all over the inside, but we shall find out. Right off the bat, we've got breakfast, chocolate muesli with whole milk powder. I'm all about it. Travel lunch brand. That is normally pretty good. If nothing else, breakfast ought to be tasty. And we have a 50-gram package of graham crisp bread, and it's not the graham crackers like you're thinking of here in the United States. Apparently, graham, like graham crackers and that particular flavor, was always savory, not sweet. We here in America, what did we do? Jammed a bunch of sugar in that shit and made it into a graham cracker. But this is like a weedy, light, crisp bread that ought to be yummy. And we have another freeze-dried main, lentils with ham. Actually kind of like both of those items. The hammy, porky goodness and lentils. We'll get into that probably for lunch. Then we have a wild berry dessert. That is also a travel lunch brand and dehydrated, 100 grams of dry weight. This is looking like a pretty fabulous day to me. Ooh, then we have a 57% dark chocolate bar, which is absolutely great. 35 grams. Really looking forward to sinking my choppers into that. I mean, the fact that you get a chocolate bar and this wild berry dessert is pretty badass. Then we have a 35-gram fruit bar with vitamins added. That sounds yummy. It's been a while since I've had this menu, so I might be overly excited about some of this shit, but it still sounds really good. Then we have our can of tuna fish. Tuna steak in olive oil. Well, it is packed in oil. It could be a whole lot less fishy that way. Crossing the fingers. Then we have a tuna and vegetable pate della Maris, and that does feel a little poofy, which normally I'd be bummed about. If this was pate, I'd be crying right now, but the fact that this is a little poofy, maybe it went bad, maybe I don't have to deal with it. Probably not. It's probably just fine, and this is 95 grams of fish and vegetable pate, so if you're into that kind of thing, you might be pretty excited. Not so much for this guy. Then we have a waste bag, and when they say waste bag, they damn near mean full-size trash bag. Look, this son of a bitch even has like the little pull string action. Like when they say they're giving you a trash bag, they fucking mean it. You can smother the guy in your foxhole with you if he's farting too much. You can take out your trash and the neighbor's trash poop in the bag as well. That is one hell of a ration edition. Might be a bit of a large trash bag, but you know what? You get a trash bag, and it's damn near like a full kitchen-sized trash bag. It's even black, so it's not sticking out in the middle of a combat environment. That is one hell of a large trash bag to have inside of a ration. We have an accessory kit. We'll get into that in a minute. Look at that. That is like some straight up like Walmart camping matches in there. That's kind of crazy. We have a pack of cutlery. I'm pretty positive this is going to be wooden and it's going to depress me. Wait. Oh, I just shut my mouth just like that. Nice plastic cutlery, fork, knife, and spoon. That's pretty badass. Now, this is not the most flexible. So like I was saying, this is the most flexible plastic ever. I just fucked myself on the spoon. I really shouldn't have done that. So don't flex the flatware you get with a Slovenian ration, or you'll be left with a two-piece spoon. That's a real bummer. That is one more spoon I'm not going to be able to add to the collection. But as you can see, this plastic is pretty brittle, so I would not recommend giving it the bendy test, or you're just going to end up with broken flatware. But you get a fork, a knife, and a spoon if you're not like gorilla fisted and break it as soon as you get it out of the fucking bag. I'm just going to sit this over here to remind me of my shameful fucking activity right there. That's just absolute horseshit. And we have a pretty decent sized, relatively generous dinner napkin. That's good stuff. I mean, I guess that could double as some butt wipe, but that is a pretty large and in charge dinner napkin. It's not very thick. It'll definitely tear if I yank on it too much, but at least you can clean up your face and your digis with that. Not too shabby. Little napkin to go with my broken spoon of fucking shame over here. And we have another 50-gram pack of that graham crisp bread. That's good shit. Then we have a whole pack of Vitagen. These are basically vitamin candies. These are strawberry flavored. I've had these before. They're kind of yummy. I'm pretty excited to have them. So they give you some vitamins and some candy all at the same time. We have some strawberry candies, just so happen to be vitamins, which is pretty awesome. And we have a big 50-gram pack of iced tea with lemon. Love to see it. Hydration is badass. Then we have a wet packed main, which is really cool. This is a 350-gram main of beef goulash and pasta. It is inside its own Ziploc bag in case that splooges all over the inside of the ration. It won't ruin the rest of the contents. It'll just ruin the bag, as well as it has a flameless ration heater chilling out in there. We'll have to put that to the test, which is absolutely awesome. So really, no need to break out your mess kit, at least for one meal out of the day. And a Ziploc that you can use to stash your uneaten crisp bread in so it doesn't go all super stale, which is a really great idea. Then we have 3 isotonic lemon beverages. These are also fortified with vitamins, which is kind of cool. Each one weighs 36 grams, meaning there's probably real sugar in these, so they ought to be pretty damn tasty. So we have 4 cold drinks thus far. Oh, I forgot to tell you, it is currently 5:58 in the morning, so take that for what you will. Then we have another fruit bar with vitamins, zinc, and minerals. That's really interesting. Then we have 2 20-gram packs of honey, which it seems like they put these little plastic covers over the top of them, which certainly would help anything from puncturing the top, but it's not going to stop them from getting squashed and leaking and oozing out their contents everywhere. The last Slovenian ration that I had, if I remember correctly, it was one of the honeys that busted open inside and just made everything a nasty, sticky mess. But we have 40 grams a bee vomit, which is honey, which is absolutely amazing. Can't wait to get it in my face. We have a pack of sugar-free chewing gum, another thing to get your face hole all rowdy. Then we have what they're calling a vanilla-flavored hypertonic drink. No fucking clue what that is, but we're just going to have to get in on it. Looks like we got some protein going on in there. Oh, this could get real bad or real great. Some lecithin. I mean, I'm not even seeing sugar as the first ingredient, so this could be pretty righteous. But we do have a hypertonic vanilla flavored drink. Even more hydration. More hydration is better hydration. And that is everybody out of the bag. Now we'll crack into this accessory kit, see what we got going on in here. We do have a big ass pack of matches, which I swear to God you can find on the shelf at every Walmart over here in the US. These are great camping matches, by the way. I might have a few packs or 10 of them around, but nice red tips. Not a uber violent flame, but it is a nice stout wooden match. Catches really well, as you can see that flame making its way towards my fingers to make the Ration Nerd scream. But we ain't gonna do that. Got them matches. Now let's see what else is hiding out in here. There better be coffee or I'll freak the fuck out. We do have a pack of salt and pepper, which is awesome. 2 packs of Robin Hot Original Chili Sauce. Can't wait to throw that on some food. That sounds amazing. Then we do have 1 pack of coffee and 1 pack of coffee whitener. Somebody over there in Slovenia has been watching Ration Nerd. They put some whitener in there. That's right. You saw it here first. Foreign countries listening to the Ration Nerd about what to do with their rations. No, totally joking. We have 2 5-gram packs of sugar, which are absolutely going to go with the coffee. Might as well not even separate them. We have another cool Ziploc bag. Then we have 4 sterile O-Sept dick beater cleaners. I mean, hand sanitizing tissues. These are absolutely amazing. Aloe vera included, some kind of hyaluronic acid, and ethanol. Sounds great. Keep your dick beaters clean. Keep your dirty diggies out of your food with some sterile O-Sept wipes, 4 of them. Well, my friends, this is everything contained in a Slovenian Type B combat ration for 24 hours. I'm going to get some breakfast out onto a tray, and you know how this shit goes. I'll be back in a second. All right, well, we are back with that breakfast, and what are we having? You know we're fucking having that coffee with the cream and the sugar, the holy trifecta. We gotta have that. We're also going to rock into this vanilla-flavored hypertonic drink, really get the morning rocking and rolling with that thing. We're going to have a lemon isotonic beverage, because why not? Because hydration is amazing. And keep it kind of simple. We'll snatch some vitamins. We'll have that chocolate muesli with the whole milk powder. We'll have one of those fruit bars, and we'll save the rest of this craziness for later. Lunch and dinner are going to be a lot of fun, but let's crack into breakfast. First thing we're going to do is get our muesli hydrating. This is looking for 125 milliliters of nice hot water, so let's get that rocking and rolling. I was going to have this cold, but I figured, nice hot muesli in the middle of the summertime ought to be great. Fortunately, it is air conditioned up in this bitch, and we do not have any do not eats floating around in there. And quite honestly, that's a pretty attractive bag of muesli. Just looks like a whole bunch of chocolate milk powder, chocolate bits, and a few oats straggling around in there. Looks like breakfast to this guy. And because science, we have 125 mils of scalding hot water out going in and burning my digits. And we are going to have to get a spoon to act as a stand-in, because somebody gorilla fisted the other spoon, which was a real spot of jackassery there. Let's get in and mix up this nice chocolate muesli. Probably should not have followed instructions on that. That looks a little soupy for me. I like my muesli and or oatmeal a little on the thick side. I probably should have thought about that before I put the full amount of water in there. We'll give it a little shake for good luck. Not making a mess is absolutely fucking amazing. Give that a minute to think about itself, and we got to start out with the coffee and the cream and the sugar, because you know I haven't had it. You know I fucking need it. This coffee, however, does not look like the greatest coffee. It looks like some really cheap Jamipsa coffee, which I'm a little salty and sad about. Oh, I was getting ready to lie to you. I thought that was going to be a spray dry. That is actually a nice freeze dry. Let's give that a little sniff. That really doesn't smell like much of anything, which doesn't say I'm about to have an amazing cup of coffee. So since that doesn't even smell like a whole lot of coffee goodness, we're just going to go ahead and toss that whitener in there. Nice little tear strip on there, which is pretty damn, I mean, you can gorilla fuck the spoon, but you can't even open up some damn coffee whitener. What the hell is going on? And we're just going to rock it out with our sugary cock out. We're going to throw all 10 grams of sugar in there, throw caution to the wind, and catch diabetes today. And with my booger-free canteen cup, we will make up that coffee. I'm not going to go crazy on it. Maybe about 5 ounces-ish. And give that a nice little swirl with the chocolate from the muesli on there. Maybe even like an oat chunk floating around in my coffee. Zero shits given. We're just going to get right into it. And before we do anything else with any other drinks, you know we got to check out that coffee. The creamer just made it mild, ever so slightly creamy, but let's get our nose on it. That smells like a medium-ish roast, maybe? Let's get a taste. Honestly, the only thing saving that coffee is the fucking cream and sugar. That's really not a great cup of coffee. It's more like a light roast. The coffee creamer isn't very strong. The sugar's nice and sweet. It is just a very, very below average cup of freeze-dried coffee. It's just kind of okay. I'm a little sad about it, but at least I got some coffee this morning. Oh, it's just a little baby guy. I'm really interested to see this vitamin vanilla flavored hypotonic drink, but let's get into this lemon isotonic. Start out the day being well hydrated. That smells like hideous artificial lemon. And that says to mix with roughly 500 mils of water, which is a pretty decent amount. Okay, it doesn't really say anywhere on the package how much water to add to this. I'm just going to kind of wing it. And considering there is only like 28 grams of powder in there, I can't imagine you're supposed to put that much water in there. Let's get a sniff of this vanilla hypertonic. That actually smells mildly vanilla and smells like something like sweet, like almost like a bread dough or like a cake batter before you mix it. I can't remember if I had this with my last Slovenian ration, so I'm just going to kind of go with this like it's brand new to me. All right, so we're going to go a little gentle on the water since that's only a little bit of powder, maybe a quarter of a glass, and then we're going to rock out with our lemony isotonic cock out. Ooh. Splashy, splashy everywhere. That's always a great idea. Making a mess, making a mess. Let's check out this vitamin hypertonic shake. I have a feeling that any like good smells probably are not going to translate into a great flavor. So I don't really have my hopes up for this. This is probably one of those very utilitarian items that they put in a ration going, oh, well, these guys will get this protein drink and they can have some protein throughout the day, not thinking that it tastes like ass and nobody's going to drink it. I could be completely wrong, but a lot of these protein drinks definitely turn out like that. All right, that is about as good as I can get that thing to mix. There's no bag to shake the shit out of it in, unless I use one of those Ziplocs, which probably isn't the greatest idea on the planet. A little swizz on our lemon isotonic. And let's check out that fruit bar. I do like me some fruit bars in rations. The Russian fruit bars are amazing. Actually, I've had a lot of really, really excellent fruit bars just doing this whole crazy ration nerd thing. Some of these fruit bars put the shit we have here in the United States to absolute shame. That looks nice and dark. Let's bring that up to you so you can take a look at it and get a sniff of it. Well, I'm going to smell it. You're going to look at it unless you have supernatural fucking powers and you can smell through the internet, which is really cool. Help a brother out. But let's check that out. That has a really nice, like almost like molasses and brown sugar smell to it. Smells really good. Kind of dark. Probably has a good bit of figs or something in there, making it super dark. Get ourselves a couple of these Vitagen strawberry vitamins out. Start our day out with some vitamins, which is always a great idea. All right, it is time for the main attraction, which doesn't seem to be as soupy as it was when I left it. Has picked up a little bit of viscosity. Let's get that out onto the tray. Trying to do that so you guys can see it is a real bitch. That smells great. Smells super chocolatey. It feels like the vast majority of it came out. There might be just a couple little oat bits hanging out in the bag. I mean, obviously out in the field, you would eat this right out of the bag. I just put it on the tray so you guys can see it. Using cold water, it might have been a lot of fun because the chocolate pieces would not have melted, but this is really just oats. It looks like spelt, maybe a couple barley flakes chilling in there. That looks really good. A nice, rich, thick, chocolatey sauce, which we know has some real chocolate melted in there, which is really cool. So before I sour my taste buds with that probable dumpster fire, let's rock into some of this a chocolate muesli, because this actually smells amazeballs. It smells a lot like hot chocolate. I can't lie. I really like the smell of it. See if I can't bring this up to you without dripping it directly on my face. It's probably not going to happen, but let's give it hell. Let's try not to wear it. Yep, we're wearing it. Anyway, take a look at that chocolate muesli. It smells amazing. I have a feeling it's going to taste pretty damn good. So before it drips anymore, let me get it in my face. And all of the grains have hydrated perfectly. They have a little bit of a chew. They're not soft and mushy. This chocolate sauce, honestly, tastes like a mixture of powdered milk, hot cocoa mix, and real chocolate, which is pretty much probably exactly what it is. It's warm, it's chocolatey. The grains rehydrated perfectly, give you a little bit of a chew. There could be a little bit more grains in this pack for me, but they're balancing the calories however they see fit. But this is a yummy ass chocolatey breakfast treat. And that really is naughty. It's almost like you really shouldn't be having this for breakfast. At least that's the way it seems. It's really good. The texture is great. The taste is really nice and chocolatey. Not overly sweet, which is really nice, especially for a breakfast item. Almost softly sweet chocolate. This is a great way to start the day. Absolutely yummy. I'm not normally a breakfast guy, but if you were going to make me some chocolate muesli every morning, I might have to change my opinion because that's pretty damn good. Don't worry, coffee. I would never leave you behind. Even though it wasn't great, it still didn't stand a chance. This is an extremely satisfying breakfast main. This is great. Like, if you really weren't into sweet food in the morning and you wanted something savory, I guess you could be like absolutely batshit crazy and feast on some like tuna and veggie pate for breakfast. Not being a sincere breakfast guy, I guess I can't hold too much of an opinion, but I would absolutely want to have this for breakfast. This is something to look forward to getting up to. If you're a breakfast guy, or if you're a soldier, you're probably by default a breakfast guy. So when you get up in the morning, at least you have a bit of a morale boost. Honestly, if it wouldn't be absolutely fucking ridiculous, I would stick my face down there like a bulldog drinking out of a water bowl. That chocolate is soft, sweet, a little bit on the dark side. I'm absolutely in love with it. And you know I gotta try to share that last bite with you. This could totally be your bite. I'd let you take it just because I like you guys, but this is the last bite of that chocolate muesli. This was really good. And this is a Slovenian breakfast for the win spoon drop. And now, let's tickle temptation with this vanilla hypertonic protein drink. I have a feeling this is going to be pretty hideous. Let's smell it. Now, oddly enough, that smells like cake batter. Kind of turns me on a little bit. I would bet you with the very low volume of powder in here, this is all artificial sweetener. Let's get a chug. I mean, if you don't mind artificial sweetener, oh, that taste at the end is amazing. Okay, breaking this down for you. Smells like cake batter. Kind of tastes like it as soon as it hits your face. And then all of the artificial sweeteners add their own flavor to it, which is a little hideous. Then at the very end, the artificial sweeteners drop out. That cake batter taste comes back in. Then after that's all finished, right at the very end, you get this bitter pea protein or soy protein taste. That is not great. I have a feeling this is going to make my butt like a tuba later, so we're going to go ahead and finish it off because I like to punish myself for some reason. This is my punishment for the day, so let's rock out with some cake batter, pea protein aftertaste nastiness. I mean, because you know, there's some fishiness in here, and I'm liable to skip some calories in this ration because I just can't do too much fishiness. So I'd feel like I was really cheating you guys if I didn't at least drink this nasty-ass vanilla hypertonic bullshit. Oh, and there was a big, like, unmixed chunk in that last drink. That's really thick. If you have dry mouth for some reason, that would be a great way to just get this gummy, weird, thick saliva going in your mouth that kind of tastes like artificial sugar, cake batter, and bitter-ass pea protein at the end. That is not great. It's not the worst protein shake I've ever had, but I wouldn't really look forward to that. That would be a last-ditch option. Like, that was the last thing left, and I was really fucking hungry. That would be the only time I would mess with that thing. So let's clear that garbage out of our face with some of this lemon isotonic, which has really clouded the water. Let's get a sip of that. And that is very artificial tasting. Not the worst thing on the planet, but it's also not great. I'm a little sad that I got 3 of those. And we're going to have one with every meal of the day, and we're probably going to drink them because you know how I like the hydration. It would have been much more interesting if they would have mixed up the flavors, but having 3 lemons, especially if you don't wind up liking the lemon, means you're not getting your isotonic beverages for the day because you're probably just going to chuck that shit to the side onto this really nice looking fruit bar. Let's get a big old bite. And that's really good, especially if you like brown sugar and molasses. I have a feeling that both of those are included in here, along with some dates, some really, really finely ground nuts. But there are definitely figs in here. You get those little fig seeds crunching and crackling in your face. This is a really good, dark, sweet kind of fruity treat. Yes, it's a fruit bar. It's more like a fig bar that has some molasses added to it. If you like that flavor, you'd absolutely love this thing. I'm really digging it. It's pretty good. It's soft. It's chewy. It's really easy to eat. You could eat this really fast on the move if you just needed a little pick-me-up. And I really think there's some coconut in there too. And just because I don't want to waste any of this chocolate, but I'm just a little bit too adult to stick my face down in there, I'm going to go ahead and scoop up a little bit of this chocolate sauce and some of these grains that I just couldn't get in the spoon and slap that right in my face hole. That fruit bar is not to be fucked with. That was actually really good. Really satisfying, sweet, chewy, not crazy sweet. A little bit of everything in there. Fig, some nuts, some coconut. Absolutely soft, chewy, and yummy. Let's get our strawberry flavored vitamins and finish up breakfast. I gotta be honest with you. I'd be really surprised if there were actually any vitamins in these things. And if there are, the levels of vitamins are probably really low. So that way you can just eat these all day. These are like really large and in charge strawberry Smarties. If you know what a Smartie is, That's exactly what that tastes like. If real Smarties actually had flavors, and strawberry was one of them, it's the exact same texture as a Smartie. It even has a little bit of that like vitamin C hit when you first bite into it. So yeah, sure. I'm sure there's some vitamin C in there, but you can't taste a single B vitamin in there, which make these absolutely yummy. So it's basically like getting some vitamin C strawberry candies, which is pretty epic. Well, everybody, that was breakfast. I'm pretty stoked about it. That coffee was definitely mediocre. Maybe I'm just really happy to have some edible food this week. That shake was hurting like a boss. That lemon drink is going to be slowly consumed sometime between now and lunch because it's not all that great, but I'm certainly not going to get rid of it. The Vitagens are really just candy, which is awesome. That chocolate muesli was absolutely off the hook. Quality breakfast item. I'll see you in a few hours. We'll rock into some lunch. All right, everybody, and welcome back to lunch. What are we having? Well, we're having that beef goulash and pasta. Now, I gotta say, that is a Jamipsa main. The one thing about that is some Jamipsa mains are absolutely amazing. Hands down, some of the best food you're ever going to get out of a retort pouch. And then there's other Jamipsa mains that are absolute dog food and probably aren't really fit for human consumption. I'm hoping that this is the former, not the latter, but we'll see if this beef goulash and pasta is a winner or a loser. We'll figure it out. We're going to rock that chocolate bar out because we got a lot going on in this ration. Lots of components. Really loving it. Another one of those fruit bars. We have some of that graham crisp bread to go with some nasty ass fish. At least it's packed in olive oil. We have some hot sauce to put in that beef goulash. We have some honey to also go with our crisp bread. We're going to rock out with our lemon tea cock out for lunch. We've got our FRH, which is the first thing we need to get moving. We need to get our meal heating up so we can get this ration train rolling. Give that a little shaky shake to get all that water slapping all over that flameless ration heating element. So that ought to be great. I'm going to lay down some paper towels to insulate that from that big piece of marble sitting on the ration table, and we are going to let that do its thing. Pray to the ration gods that that FRH takes off like a rocket ship and makes that main nice and crazy hot. Meanwhile, let's fuck around with the rest of this stuff. This iced tea says it is good for 800 mils of water, and that flameless ration heater is starting to take off. That is always a good thing to hear. So that ought to get nice and puffy, make that meal nice and hot. Look at that nice steamy action all over my nice can of goulash over here. So let's check out this lemon iced tea. This ought to make a pretty decent portion. Smells pretty damn good. Rocking it right in the glass. And that is an extraordinarily stout tri-laminate package. You can actually see the plastic separating from the foil here, only because I tore it. This actually took some effort to tear. That is a really thick Mylar pouch. That's awesome. So 800 mils is about 27 ounces, and I can just listen to that flow because I'm so in tune with the master of hydration, water, that I can hear how many ounces. Bullshit. I'm just going to make a nice decent glass of lemon iced tea. Even at 800 mils, 20 some ounces, whatever. That's a full glass of that guy right there. And since the knife is just a little longer, I'll try not to like palm it with my gorilla hands, but we'll use that to mix up our tea. One thing I'm not crazy about with these ration heating elements is that they get really puffy and they usually push off to one side, which doesn't allow nice even heating of your main. So just keep that in mind. You might have to move your element around a little bit to make sure your main gets nice and hot. Meanwhile, we'll get the rest of this shit out on the tray. Some graham crisp breads. I'm actually really looking forward to that. It is an absolute fucking shame that this thing doesn't have any real pate in it. Like some liver pate, that would be absolutely amazing to go with this crisp bread. But we got the tuna, so we'll just keep on rolling with the fishiness. I really do enjoy some crisp bread. It is very light. It is very snappy, even when it is a little stale. But it is like eating a piece of styrofoam made out of wheat. A nice little close-up for you guys of that. I love this stuff. I don't know if any of you have ever had it, but if you have, talk to me in the chat. Let me know what you think. Let's go ahead and get a little nibble of that nice graham crisp bread. This ration is nice and fresh. Nothing is out of date. This ration didn't even expire until this year, 2026, which is pretty damn awesome. That crisp bread is nice and tasty. A little bit on the plain side. It does kind of suck up a little bit of the moisture in your mouth at first because it really is like biting into a piece of styrofoam. That's the texture, but it's really, really yummy. This could be used for anything, sweet or savory. It is a perfect crunchy little item. Just help shovel food into your face. It's absolutely great. Rescue that fruit bar. These fruit bars are really yummy. I wish you were here to take a bite of this fruit bar. I'm pretty excited because I'm actually able to like eat some good food today. Yes, I am getting like abused by the fishiness, but you know a lot of people really enjoy listening to me gag and make all kind of funny noises and laugh at the fishiness I'm forced to endure. Actually, I'm not forced. I do this shit completely willingly. So we're getting a little bit of column A, a little bit of column B today. So a little bit for you, a little bit for me. And if you don't like hearing me gag about fish, this is that point where you might want to fast forward the video because we're getting ready to get into that shit. Speaking of which, we'll pop this little can out of the nice little box that's over top of it, which is great. A little bit of protection for your can o' fishiness is never a bad idea. Definitely a cute little can. I really like it, except for the contents. Oh yeah, that looks nothing like the picture on the box. Let's do a little comparison right here. So here, there's some false advertisement for you. There's the pic on the box, and there is the actual tuna you're looking at. That is definitely, that's fucking advertising magic right there, because what's in that can doesn't look anything like that picture. But that's okay. I didn't really expect it to. I just thought it was kind of fun to point that out. But we do have some mostly mashed up tuna, finely minced. There's a couple of larger pieces in there in olive oil, which will hopefully make it less fishy. But as you can see, there's only a few larger bites of that tuna in there. It definitely has that tuna smell. It's nothing for it. It's on the tray now. And that 57% dark chocolate bar. I prefer things at about 70-ish plus. I really like dark chocolate, but I'll take 57. I'm not going to complain about it. And that is a healthy looking dark chocolate bar. That is good stuff. Bring that up to you. Nice little leaf stamped right in the top of it. The chocolate bar is actually no longer straight. Like maybe it took just a little bit of heat stress and it bent it out of true, but that's all right. It's not bloomed. It's nice and fresh. That's going to be absolutely amazing. All right, well, I can just stop putting this off. We're just going to get right into the fishiness together. We're just going to go for it, get a big old chunk. I'm actually going to intentionally scoop some oil up on there just to try to kill the fishy flavor. It definitely smells like tuna. Would you like to see that? You know you'd like to see that. There's the first bite of the tuna fishiness going in my face. The things I don't do for fun. Let's just get it in there and see what it's all about. Tuna packed in oil is absolutely the way to go. Even if you're not crazy about fish like me, when you put tuna in oil and you can it in the actual oil, it really does reduce the fishiness. Even so much so, I'm not saying I necessarily enjoy this, but I can eat it. And I'm going to because it's sitting on my tray and I don't often get like fish oil and all this other shit in my diet because I'm not a fish guy. So I'm going to go ahead and eat it just for my health. Mainly because I like crisp bread, if I'm being honest. Like I want more shit to put on the crisp bread. It is definitely a hurry up and wait flameless ration heater. It is starting to get warm on this side of the main now. I've kind of just like smushed the main around the FRH. There's a little pro tip for you. Just to get that thing pushed up in there, get the maximum amount of contact with the ration. And we're going to wait for that main to get nice and hot before we crack it out of there. It's only been sitting there as long as I've been jabbering my jaws, so that's only a couple of minutes. Definitely going to give that like the full 10 minutes to try to get the maximum amount of heat out of that ration heating element. I'll tell you what, this crisp bread really is just absolutely where it's at. It's yummy, it's light, has a great crispy texture, and this tuna would be going pretty much nowhere without the crisp bread. And if you were using this ration for anything other than just the pure enjoyment of eating a ration, which is pretty much what I use rations for, but if you were using this out in the wild, so to speak, I would definitely recommend eating all of the olive oil, or as much as you can stand. It is very, very satiating, high in fat, obviously. Olive oil has lots of good fats anyway, but that will keep you really full for a very long time. I'm not sure if I've ever finished a whole can of seafood on this channel. I guess I'd have to go back and watch some of my own videos to figure it out. I don't know if it's this brand or just this particular can of tuna, but that is really, really not fishy tasting, which is kind of crazy. It almost tastes like canned chicken. Like canned chicken get that kind of funky, like I've been in a can for a while taste. That's kind of what this tastes like. It really doesn't taste a whole lot like fish, so it's edible, at least to me. And let's clean that not so fishy fish out of our palate with some of this lemon iced tea. I have a feeling this is going to be an absolute winner. That'll make you hydrate. That tastes exactly like a generic Lipton instant iced tea. Like that lemon iced tea with the sugar already in the can. If you were to get that in a generic variety, it doesn't taste exactly like Lipton, but it's a really close analog. It's cold. It's lemony. It tastes like tea. It's refreshing. It's nice and sweet. Hydrate, bitches. And that is a great way to do it. Meanwhile, let's check out some of this honey so we can get a little sweet nonsense going on, because honestly, I have a chocolate bar to get into and that bitchin' fruit bar to get into, so I can kind of have a little dessert pre-meal and after meal, which is really, really cool. That is a nice natural looking honey inside of that little plastic packet there. That's some pretty decent looking honey, if I must say so myself. And I guess I kind of do, because you're not here to talk with me, which is a real bitch. It would be a lot of fun if I had some like Ration nerd subscribers hanging out with me doing a Ration review. I know that you guys are all over the fucking place, and you're probably like a plane ride or at least one really healthy, like expensive car drive away from me. However, it would still be a hell of a lot of fun. One day, when I make it big, giggle, giggle, I'll fly some people out to do some live Ration reviews with me. Once I get about 7 bazillion more subscribers and YouTube actually cuts me a check. But that honey has granulated a little bit, which is just fine. It's not bad. If it's real honey and it's granulated, it's completely okay. Heat it up a little bit. The lifespan, or the shelf life of honey, is fucking forever, just in case you wanted to know. Let's get a bite of that honey and see what that's all about. And that's absolutely great. The taste of that honey is really natural, very sweet, but it's tamed by the graham crisp bread. It almost turns it into like a mildly sweet honey flavored like wafer cookie. Absolutely amazing combination. And we got some of that honey staged up on our yummy ass graham crisp bread. And I got sticky fingers from handling the bee vomit. So we're going to check out one of these Sterilo-Sept wipes. These are extraordinarily wet, which is really nice. Speaking of that, I don't want to hold it over the main like area of my tray, because I don't want to mix that with the goulash. That certainly wouldn't taste good. Whew, very powerful smell. A little bit of like a flowery kind of aroma. Not too hateful, but that is extraordinarily wet. So much so, I'm going to do it off to the side over here. Not a really big or like super strong towel. I mean, actually, I take it back. I mean, for a hand wipe, that's a pretty damn strong towel. You could actually like dry that out, save it, probably reuse it to wipe your ass later, you know, after all the alcohol's dried out, because a Bernie bee hole would not make for a good poopy experience. Unless you're into that kind of shit. It is 2026. I don't want to be judgmental, but that was actually a really nice hand sanitizing wipe. Cleaning up the dick beaters before we get into the main attraction. Whew, that does have a little bit of a flowery smell to it now that it's dried and the alcohol smell has worn away. That's got some grandma fucking smell to it right there. That's not great. I don't know what it is about countries using like sterilizing napkins or any kind of wipe that makes their soldiers smell like flowers. It's not the greatest idea on the planet, at least as far as I'm concerned. It is definitely time to rescue this mane. We have fucked around with it long enough. Now that mane did not get crazy hot, but it is almost too hot to hold on to. I wrapped my hand around it and had to pull my hand away very quickly. So it did work. It just wasn't very violent and crazy. But let's check out our goulash with pasta. I have a feeling I've had this mane in other rations before, so prepare to be underwhelmed. I could be completely wrong, and I really hope that I am. Nope, that looks like the same shitty goulash, but thankfully they sent some hot sauce. Take a peek at that. That's one of the reasons why I had this menu for lunch. In case I absolutely hate it, I have something to look forward to for dinner. But, not great. I'm not even 100% sure if this is one of the menu items I had in... It was either menu A or C that I did. I can't remember which one it was. This probably will not be the best main on the planet. But we have hot sauce, salt, and pepper, so at the very least we can get it tasting like that. So we have a bunch of spiral noodles in here, a little bit of gravy, which doesn't look very goulashy to this guy. We have a bunch of beef. What is that? Is that a weird... Yeah, that is like a weird piece of tendon or something. Love it. I'm kind of into the meat boogers, if I'm being honest, but there is a decent amount of meat in here. Really no veggies to speak of. Just like a gravy, spiral noodles, which knowing Jamipsa and knowing that brown bag are probably really mushy, and some probably half-decent beef. Let's go at it raw dog, nothing added, so let's get a couple squirrely whirly noodles. Let's give it the maximum chance of tasting good. And let's bring that up to you guys so you can see the first bite going in the face. I mean, it doesn't look bad, and I just have a feeling it's going to be extraordinarily bland. Let's give it a go. Jamipsa just needs to stop making this main. It's not great. The noodles are really squishy. The gravy doesn't have a lot of flavor. And the beef is actually kind of tough to chew, which is weird in something that's actually not weird, but it sucks in something that's retort packed like this. We're going to go in with the chili sauce, which I don't remember having in my last Slovenian ration. So let's give that chili sauce a little day in court. Give it a little drip, drip, drip out on our spoon here. See what we're getting into. See how hot or not that may be. Oh shit, that's hot. I might have to take a break. Whew, son of a bitch, that is burning my face. It's all going in there because this main needs all the help it can get. So we're gonna rock out with our hot sauce cock out. We're gonna put both packs of that really hot spicy shit in there. This might actually turn out to be a good main with the hot sauce. I don't know if I really want to put the salt and pepper in there. Pepper, probably not, because I don't need anything else to make this hot and spicy, because my mouth is still burning a wee bit. It's not the hottest thing I've ever eaten, but it was a little shocking getting that in my face all by itself, not mixing it with anything. My tongue is still burning pretty damn good. That was kind of a dumbass move. But sometimes, or most of the time, when you get hot sauce and rations, it's just not that hot. Honestly, this main also looks really bland, really boring, and really dreary. Like, this just looks like a cloudy, rainy day on your plate. I don't know how else to say it. It doesn't look very appetizing, so we're going to go ahead, throw caution to the wind. We're going to get the salt and pepper on there, live on the wild side of life, as they say. We're going to salt and pepper the shit out of everything, and hot sauce. We're just going to live it. We're going to give it all the salt, all the pepper. Where's the pepper? Come on, get. Oh, Jesus, it all came out in one big lump. Leave it to me to be graceful. But let's get all that nice and incorporated. Now that we've got that all nice and mixed up, let's try again. Some swirly noodles and some beef. Give me a little meat booger in there too. Maybe that'll jazz things up. So with 2 packs of hot sauce and the salt and pepper, let's see what it's like now. And I just can't bullshit you guys. Even though it's got some heat to it, it's still not interesting. It's a little saltier. It's got some black pepper flavor to it. It's got 2 packs of hot sauce in it, and it's just really, really bland. I think Jamipsa just needs to stop. This main is fucking horrible. They should stop selling it to anyone. Any soldier that gets this main is going to be fucking unhappy with it. I mean, so much so that it really only tastes like hot sauce, salt and pepper, and the occasional bite of beef. Other than that, it really doesn't have any of its own flavor. The noodles are almost flavorless, and they're definitely way too mushy for pasta. Kind of disgusting. And honestly, I'm just trying to power through this shit. It is so absolutely uninteresting. I really love to eat all the contents of a 24-hour ration, like a little food challenge to myself. This is literally like eating a cloudy, shitty day. It's pretty damn horrible. Slovenian government, if you're watching, just stop with this main. Stop buying this shitty-ass main from Jamipsa. Just put another travel lunch in here. Make an excellent ration. Get better coffee, not that Jamipsa trash, and get rid of this Jamipsa wet pack in here. Get a different manufacturer, or just put another travel lunch menu in here. It'll be way fucking better. That spicy chili sauce, though, is really good. That would be great with another main. Kind of upset that I had to butcher both packs of that hot sauce, and I can't put any of it with the lentils and ham because it's all swimming around in here and in my stomach now, but it's a damn shame. This didn't have much of a base flavor to begin with, and this is the last bite I'm taking. I've eaten the whole 350, well, here we go. I've eaten the whole 350 gram main, and I'm just not really excited nor happy about it. So there it is, the last bite of that bland, boring shit going in my face. It's a damn shame. 350 grams of weight to get something this miserable. Ugh. And this is a fuck your nasty goulash Jamipsa. Ugh. Before we get into that most excellent chocolate bar, let's see if this fruit bar is any different from the one we had at breakfast time. And that is exactly the same fruit bar. And you know what? I'm really jolly about it. This is a damn good fruit bar. It's almost worth eating that main. I don't know if I could get these anywhere around here. I've never seen anything like it before, sold in a US store. These are off the hook. Really yummy, really chewy, sweet, fucking amazing. Tell you what we're going to do. We're going to try to jazz this whole honey graham cracker thing we got going on over here, because it is technically a graham cracker. And now we've Americanized it by making it all super sweet. So we might as well throw some of this nice, soft, chewy fruit bar on top of that graham crisp bread with some honey. And that combination was absolutely off the chain. It made that really nice, dark, molasses flavor a little bit sweeter. So absolutely yummy. The crispiness of the graham, the sweet of the honey, and that fruit bar all combined together in my face. It absolutely gave me a food erection. That was really yummy. We're going to double up on that. I really wish I would have known that at breakfast. I probably would have rearranged the entire meal to have these together at all times. That's the last fruit bar in this ration. It's a damn shame I just figured that out. I'll tell you what, I don't want to waste any of this crisp bread. It's so damn good. I'm going to make a little honey sandwich out of that. I'll see you later. Next time I get a Slovenian ration, I am absolutely going to make a honey and fruit bar sandwich in between some graham crisp bread. Fuck me, that's good. I certainly could not see too many soldiers being unhappy with this ration, except for that main. Let's get a big old bite of this nice dark chocolate bar. I love me some dark chocolate. Oh, that's so nice and like silky looking when you break it. That's always a good way to tell if you've got some good, nice, dry, dark chocolate. That nice dry seam when you snap it is what you're looking for. At least in my limited experience, I'm not like a chocolate aficionado or anything. I just really like dark chocolate. And that's excellent. If you're a dark chocolate nerd like me, that doesn't have the mouthfeel of like a 57% cocoa. That really has the mouthfeel of more of like a 70% plus. It's also not uber sweet, which I absolutely appreciate. Love me some dark chocolate, and this is a good quality piece of dark chocolate. And we cannot waste the crisp bread, because crisp bread is fucking amazing. So we're gonna go ahead and make a dark chocolate Grammy sandwich for my face. This just absolutely feels naughty, sitting here eating this shit at lunchtime. It really feels like it's bad for me, and I really don't give a fuck, because I'm having a great time today, if you couldn't tell. Almost forgot to eat my Smarties, take my vitamins. So let's get these little strawberry candy fuckers in my face. Well, everybody, that was lunch. Everything around the outside of the tray, even including the tuna, which is really odd, was great. The main sucked, but everything else really made up for it. The crisp bread, the honey, the fucking fruit bar, everything was great. It was a great lunch. I'm really full, and that was exceptionally shitty, but it was still a lot of fun. And if you're extraordinarily hungry, I guess you could just kind of chug that right out of the pouch. There's barely anything to chew except for the beef pieces. And if you were careful about slurping around those, you could eat the majority of the pasta really fast because it's kind of mushy, and you just get it down your face hole and get unhungry. Time to take my vitamins. I'll see you guys in a few hours. We'll bring it back for dinner. All right, everybody, and welcome back to dinner. And as usual, no good deed goes unpunished. At least that's my opinion on things. So to try to reduce a little bit of the time in the video, I tried to do the preparations on these. Well, I did do the preparations on these ahead of time. So our lentils with ham got 385 mils of hot-ass water. And our instant dessert, wild berry flavor, got 180 mils of nice cold water. So we're going to let that sit there and do its thing and get all hydrated and such. That's not the problem. The problem is this little fucking measuring cup that I use to try to accurately measure things out for these rations gets really fucking hot when you put scalding or like super boiling water in it. So what happened was I filled it full of water up to the 150 mil mark because I was trying to get to 385 for our lentils with ham. So I got the first 150 mils in there, no problem. I go back to the little tea kettle and I pour my fucking hot water, boiling hot water in there for the second round of 150 mils. And as I am crossing the sink to go over to this pouch of food right here, this motherfucker falls out of my hands. I guess my hands are a little wet. It hits the fucking counter on a peculiar angle. The water flies up out of it and hits me in the fucking face. So like right now, literally above my left eye, feels like it's going to blister. I'm not really sure if it's going to. No, you're not getting any pictures of it. You're just going to have to fucking trust me. But let's just say, dinner has not started out as jolly as normal, all because I was trying to cut some time out of the video, which I just put back in by running my mouth. So I figured you guys would like a little bit of a status report on exactly what happened to me. Maybe you don't, but you got it anyway. So let's get this fucking traitorous little bastard off the table. So anyway, as you know, we're having the lentils with a ham. We're getting that wild berry dessert. We have everything that's left in the ration. The only thing we're going to have left over is one of the lemon drinks, and we have the lemon drink. We got some honey to go with that graham crisp bread, which I'm really jolly about. This fucking fish pate, fish and veggie pate, that I'm really not jolly about. And we have some gum to throw in our face and try out. So while we're waiting for everything to get all nice and hydrated and for the freeze-dried components to suck up all that heat and moisture, let's get our crisp bread put out on the tray. And we'll get that drink made up, even though this lemon isotonic really isn't all that in a bag of chips. It's not hateful, it's just not great in any way, shape, or form. My fucking face actually really hurts. Like above my left eyebrow is seriously burny, like ouchy right now. I'm gonna try to keep it real and stay in a good mood for you guys, but if my face starts to blister, I don't know what the fuck I'm gonna do about that. That's gonna be really, really wrecked. So I don't have anything else to lean on to keep me away from the fish pate, so let's just go ahead and get into this fish. Oh man, I was kind of hoping it was going to explode on me. Now the last Slovenian ration that I had was like a fish and pumpkin pate. I really hope there is a different fucking vegetable in this other than pumpkin or whatever the hell that was. Because it tasted like pumpkin pie with fish. This looks to be the exact same color. God damn it. And it smells like fish and pumpkin pie. So I'm really not jazzed about that. We're going to get a couple of bites just because it's fun and it's really funny. Otherwise, I'm not real happy about it. We're going to go ahead and get that shit out of the way early. I don't want to waste too much crisp bread on the fishy nastiness we're about to get into. But this smells, it even has the texture of pumpkin pie. Like, let me bring that up so you guys, we'll get a big old healthy scoop on there. It really does have the same color as pumpkin or pumpkin pie and smells a bit like pumpkin pie, a really fishy pumpkin pie, and tastes a lot like pumpkin pie with fucking fish in it, which is really disgusting. I don't know who thought of this concoction in Slovenia, but I don't think you're doing it right. I mean, any other vegetables probably would have been better than like pumpkin, which is just a squash. I get it, but damn, it's orange. It looks like pumpkin pie. It's fucking with my head. Before I get too far down this rabbit hole and talk myself out of putting it in my face, let's get a big old bite of this pumpkin stanky fish nastiness. That is so... and I got lemon. That is so nasty. I hated even swallowing that. It is sacri-fucking-ligious to pumpkins everywhere. I love me some pumpkin pie. That is probably, the aftertaste is super hideous. Absolutely adore pumpkin pie. It is probably my favorite part of the Thanksgiving holiday is a really big fat slice of pumpkin pie at the end of turkey dinner. That reminds you of everything about pumpkin pie and then everything about fish all at the same time, which is literally like sacrilege. I think I'm about to summon a demon at the table because I am literally committing so many cardinal sins against the food gods right now. It's not even funny. This shit is really hideous. I really enjoyed this ration. It was way better than the last couple I put in my face, but this really does. It's fucking exceptionally horrible. If you like pumpkin pie in any way, shape, or form, you will probably hate this as much as I do, simply because it tastes like pumpkin pie and fish at the same time, which are not two things that should go together. Ever. Never. This is just wrong. And the worst part is, if they would have left the fish out, that would have made an epic dessert, because it has all of like the cinnamon and nutmeg and that true pumpkin pie flavor in this pate. It would have been a great dessert pate. Like, give me some pumpkin pie pate with crisp bread. I'd have been really jolly about it, like exceptionally jolly. You stick fish in it and you completely fuck the dog on that ration item right there. One more is all I can possibly do. That one, actually, my mouth is salivating because of my gorge rose a little bit on that one. One more bite. That is like a little slice of fucking hell in your mouth. Oh, God. Try to put some more crisp bread in there to break up the fucking insanity. Oh, it's so bad. And it's crazy because my mind wants to love it as soon as I stick it in my face, because it gets that pumpkin pie flavor. Actually hits you first. And then the fish joins in, and it really throws my taste buds and my brain for like a complete fucking tailspin. That stuff is exceptionally horrible. Like, if hell is a real place, that's what they're serving for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. At least in my little personal slice of hell. Oh. So this berry dessert has an outstanding smell. I mean, you talk about something that smelled really good. This smelled like strawberries. That really, really rich, deep berry smell. I have not yet laid my lips on it because I wanted the first taste of this stuff to be with you guys. But let's just say, from the smell of it, this is going to be amazing. And I'm not even going to put it out on the tray. Not yet. Not until it's time to have it, because I don't want it to get warmed by this lentils with ham, which we're going to dutifully get out on the tray and get into some lentils with ham. I'm actually really looking forward to that. As you can see, it seems like it hydrated pretty well inside the bag. So let's get it all out here on the tray and figure it out. It's actually, it's kind of soupy, which is okay. It is a huge portion. Like, that's one of the other reasons why I did not want to put the strawberry or the berry dessert out on the tray, because I kind of felt like I was going to need some room. That is a honking really large meal. That's excellent. We're going to squeeze it all out here over on the side. So what we have here, we've got these nice little dark lentils. We've got some textured soy protein in here, which was kind of funny. That's the second ingredient. Ham is like fourth down the list. Then we have carrots. I believe that's what these little white buggers are floating around in there, little pieces of textured soy protein. But since ham was the fourth ingredient and soy was the second, I'm going to say that all these little white bits are very likely some kind of textured vegetable protein, which kind of is a bummer. But this has a nice thick sauce. It looks like it's seasoned really well. Let's get a big old scoop of that lentils. This is going to be a very odoriferous meal for me and anyone else that happens to be with me. Sorry, Mrs. Ration Nerd. It's going to make my asshole into a musical instrument, and no matter what I do, I'm always getting like a little goop that's going to fall down on my hand. So there's that first bite of the lentils with ham in your face, so you can check it out. Let's get a big old bite of this. It smells really amazing, and that is actually really good. The lentils have rehydrated really well. The soy, or the textured soy nonsense that's in here, really does taste like ham. They did a good job of seasoning it. There's actually toasted onions in here, which you can absolutely taste. Comes right to the front. If you like onions and lentils with a little bit of ham flavor thrown in there, this is actually really amazing. This is going to be an extraordinarily filling meal. It tastes good. I don't feel like I need to put any seasoning on it whatsoever, which is pretty damn amazing. This is yummy. I'm about 8 or 9 bites in at this point, and it almost looks like I haven't touched it. That's great. This is a really big main. You can tell when you get a little bite of the actual factual real ham, which there's a little piece of that. You can tell it's much darker in color. It didn't hydrate nearly as well as the pieces of soy. It's a little bit chewy, but it's kind of okay because it gives it texture and it forces you to chew the ham, which means you really get the flavor out of it. I'm extremely satisfied with this main. This tastes really good, rehydrated really well. I'm going to stop flapping about it and get to eating it because this is actually a really decent dinner. That is really good. I can only imagine this extraordinarily versatile bread substitute they call crisp bread will go amazing with this main. Give it a little bit of crunch, give you a really excellent way to shovel some more calories and some of this food in your face. That's excellent. And for some reason, which is great for me because I love onions, when you have this, the crisp bread dipped in this, it really brings out the onion flavor even more, which is crazy. You'd figure it would dilute the flavor a little bit because the crisp bread is kind of bland on its own. But once you get it in here and really get a big old healthy scoop up on a piece of crisp bread, it accentuates the onion flavor, which I'm all about that. I gotta save me at least 2 of these crisp breads to go with the honey because that honey was just off the hook and absolutely amazing. I think we're gonna use the rest of it to slurp up this main. I'm getting a full ass belly, but I've got some berry dessert to get to. I gotta tell you guys, this was a really satisfying main. There might not have really been that much to it. Just a bunch of lentils and soy stuff and a whole bunch of seasoning, but it tastes really good. And it's really satisfying. I can't imagine any soldier being unhappy about that. That was really good. And there's the last bite going in the face. So you can see it, I can see it, we can see it, and it's gone. I would give that a most excellent spoon drop, but I need this spoon for the honey. So we're just going to set that off to the side for now. I actually need to get it all the way out of the way. So get this the fuck out of the way too. So we can get that dessert in the tray. I'm not worried about some graham crumbs there. When I mix this up, I didn't shake the shit out of it. I actually just mixed it up inside of the package really carefully to try to get all the powder off the bottom because I didn't want to, there's not a whole lot in here. So I didn't want to spread it all over the inside of the bag and have to really dig it out. So what we're going to do is we're just going to cut the top off so we can get to the majority of it. And look at that. It's pink. It looks amazing. It's got hunks of fruit chilling everywhere in it. And we made it with cold water, which is what smart people do. So we're just going to squeeze that out of there. Get that all plopped out on the tray. I just kind of want to eat it right out of there like a bowl, but I want you guys to be able to see it. This actually got nice and thick. I put exactly the prescribed amount of water in there. It's actually clinging to the inside of this package like it just doesn't want to leave. But I have news for you, Mr. Pink Goop. You're coming with me. But I'm going to try to rescue every spoon of that stuff out of there because it absolutely smells outrageously yummy. And for once, with a freeze-dried item, I put exactly how much water they asked for, and that turned into a really jiggly, look at that, jiggle, 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 jiggle. That's amazing. Nice and thick, nice and creamy. This has strawberries, blueberries, black currant in there. I love me some black currant. Let's bring that big old pile of goo up to you so you can check that out for yourself. It smells absolutely crazy amazing. Let's get it in our face hole and see if the smell matches the taste. Look at that. just sticking to the spoon. That's amazing. It's definitely really good. It smells better than it tastes. It's nice and sweet, it's nice and creamy, and it did thicken really well. Almost to the point where I could say if you got one of these, when it says 185 mils, I think I would go 200, just thin it down a tiny little bit. But I did let this sit for about 15 minutes before we even opened this. Well, all the time I was filming, it was just sitting there chilling, doing its thing. Maybe that is the trick. Give it enough time and it will thicken up properly. Look at that. A big old spoonful of slimy fruit goodness. If you actually had to live out of this bag for 24 hours like a soldier would, this would be an absolute morale boost. There were a lot of items in this ration that were sincerely morale boosting, and some that are absolutely make you like fucking catatonic. So it's a mixed bag, but I'm really enjoying myself. There's been a lot of really good food in this ration, and this is just one more item to add to the honor roll. Meanwhile, let's get some of that crisp bread hooked up with some of this really yummy ass honey. I'm going straight gangster with this shit and just going to make a honey graham sandwich. So not only will I have the honey flavor and the graham flavor, I probably won't get it all over my face and my fingers. Maybe I won't even get it in my beard, which is pretty fucking amazing. Get all the bee vomit on the cracker, please. Get that little sandwich made up there. Squeeze that around. That's going to be absolutely banging. Since we already took a bite of this very item at lunchtime, before I dilute my taste buds with the honey, we're going to go ahead and dip this in some of this fruit pudding or fruit dessert, and I bet you this is going to be fucking amazing. It goes relatively well together. I think the honey by itself with the graham is probably better left on its own, unless you have some more of those fruit bars laying around, in which case, please do add them together because they're fucking amazing. But if you were really looking for something to make this crunchy, this is probably your bit. We absolutely should have items just like this in USMREs. USMREs just need to fucking go away, and they need to just make a US ration and actually make it good like this one, where you can have items like this so a soldier can actually have something that's just fucking comfort food. They earn it. They really deserve it. Slovenia apparently gets it. I mean, our guys deserve something this damn good. As hard as they work and as much shit as they endure, our soldiers deserve the best. And maybe this isn't the best freeze-dried dessert on the planet, but it's pretty damn good. What was really great about this, it's not overly sweet. It thickened up really well. The fruit even rehydrated, but because of the goopy nature of it, you don't get that weird, slimy, rehydrated, freeze-dried fruit thing going on. It kind of contains all that sliminess in there, which is absolutely great. And this is the last bite of that pink amazingness, which is the berry instant dessert. That's fucking really good stuff. Not the best thing I've ever had out of a bag, but it's damn close. This is a why can't US soldiers get some really good shit just like that and a main like that kind of spoon drop. Hook our guys the fuck up. You know we got to rock out that little graham and honey sandwich. As good as all this stuff tasted, I hate to actually clean the palate, but we need to get a big old sip of that lemon isotonic. It's a really underwhelming Jamipsa lemon isotonic. Normally, things are really good. I chug them and slam it down. That's not happening. I'm probably going to drink the rest of that. Maybe, maybe not. I usually do, just for the experience. But that's just not good enough to warrant further attention, to be fair. And we got this gum. So you get 10 chiclets. And these either got beat up in transit, or that's just the way they're supposed to look. And that's a relatively decent soft peppermint gum. It is a little bit tough on the chew, but you can tell it'll actually clean some food out of your twofers, which is probably why they give you 10 pieces of it, so you have enough of it throughout the day to extract some of the food residue from in between your choppers. Last but not least, I guess we're taking our vitamin, or Vitagens. We're not taking that one because even though that stuff was good, I don't think strawberry and lentils and ham are going to taste good together. Vitamins in the face. Well, my friends, that was dinner. That was a great experience, minus the pumpkin stanky fish. That lentils with ham was amazing. That dessert was really good. The crisp bread and honey is a complete win. That lemon drink kind of sucks the balls, but everything else was fucking awesome. Even the gum is pretty decent. This was a great ration. It was a lot of fun. There are a few items I would have changed around, but otherwise, this is 3,800 calories of Slovenian goodness. So thank you guys for joining me here on Ration Nerd, where today we got into this Slovenian 24-hour combat ration, Type B. It was even actually in date, which actually is completely amazing for this channel sometimes. It had a lot of contents. The only thing I can really say about this is there's a couple items in here I really didn't care for, but that's on me because I don't like fish. Like that fish and vegetable pate, that was like a fucking dumpster fire. And that jamipsa main like that I had for lunch was absolutely horrible. Otherwise, I think this ration is great at 3,800 calories and coming in at a little over 3 pounds. This is a hell of a lot of food, not too difficult to carry, and it's pretty damn comprehensive. They could have used some butt wipe in there, a little bit more than what they had anyway, but otherwise, this was really well done. Absolutely amazing. It was a lot of fun, and if you like to have fun, do you know what you could do for this guy right here? You could absolutely hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, and talk to me in the chat. It's always a great time to hear from you guys, and this is that magic time of the video, everyone, where I say to you, if you can find something cooler than this Slovenian combat ration Type B for 24 hours to put in your face hole, you know absolutely what to do, and if you don't, I'm about to tell you because that's my job. Eat 'em up.
My man said I ain't allowed to call it a comeback because I was only gone for like one video, but I kind of feel like Rocky, you know, like, I'm back, bitches. So I was off doing some research on data centers, and all I gotta say is, like, what is it the big technocracy really wants to do to all of us building all these data centers so like AI can run our life? Man, I ain't need no computer to tell me what to do. I got that shit on lockdown. Ain't no large language model gonna tell me anything I don't already know. All right, well, maybe they will, because they're like giant fucking encyclopedias of human knowledge, but even still, all I'm saying is I don't need nobody to run my life. I do that shit great on my own. I mean, look at how I turned out. I'm the outro guy on a fucking YouTube channel. I mean, who else can who else gets to say that shit? But seriously though, if you guys live somewhere where they're building all these data centers, you really ought to call your congressman and like ask them where the fuck they getting all this money, and then look into all the crazy hokey ass programs that these technocracy or the tech elite be putting in, where like they be taking over a state's taxes and shit. Yeah, do some research on that. This is like that part where Sling Ration ain't really trying to be funny. He's trying to do like a public service announcement, mainly saying like, we got enough servers as it is. We don't need more fucking servers. Maybe you should plant some more goddamn food and make food cheaper, or maybe you should build some more gas refineries before you go worrying about how much data you storing, because if we ain't got no motherfucking gas, we can't drive no motherfucking cars, and then we'll all be living like peasants. Oh, wait a minute, that's their fucking point. Yeah, because then at some point you become unnecessary. Maybe you should just take that one and sleep on that one for a minute.
It was at this moment he knew. He fucked up.